Okay, Knights of Dragaria, welcome back to Unicorn Overlord. We are going to go ahead today and we're going to go ahead and play this game here. This is a pretty good game, pretty cool game. And what I'm doing right here is I'm testing out Virginia's unit, which is essentially my Brawler team. I always had a hard time trying to fit Virginia somewhere, trying to figure out where to put her. I feel like this is a really good team for this, and I'll show you how this team battles and how they do, and you can go ahead and make your own guess and judgment as far as, you know, how this plays out and everything. But I think this is a pretty good team overall. I think this works really, really well. It's a little bit of an oddball team because I have the front line with wide smash stuff and a back line with, you know, you could do column attacks and everything like that. But basically 2 Lancers in the back. You know, the front line is, you know, the Berserkers, the Gladiators, and then Virginia here. So let's go ahead and check out this battle here, see how this works out.
And as usual, stay triggered. Pew pew, pew.
None of you will die. Taking it. Those who defy me.
So yeah, you can do that lancing throw. There's also the column attack that you could do if you have that set up for going for a column attack.
There's no escape.
Got this particular attack, which does amazingly well. You almost don't need much else with her doing this, but you know, this is just one of those opportunities that you can something you can have in your back pocket here if you have that skill. If you don't have that skill, which I didn't have that skill for a while, you can still do very well in the battle without the elemental rage, the elemental attack. So, Elemental Roar, Can't have it, Primus Edge will pretty much finish the battle there. And so, yeah, that's pretty much the team there. This is my Brawler team. I'm going to go ahead and check. I'm going to go ahead and let you see what I've got as far as that is concerned, just so we can cover some of this here. So, essentially, what I have here is Zephoro's Spear. There's some of this stuff I got end game, so you might not have all this stuff here. And for the longest time, I didn't really have Elemental Roar. I believe that Elemental Roar comes at level 30, so it does take some time to get Elemental Roar. Didn't use it too much till now. It's a very powerful ability, very good. But let's start with Choli, and we'll see what she's got. So essentially the Spear here, you know, we got base AP +1, initiative and evasion +10, which is really nice. There is this physical attack here, Elite Beret. It's pretty nice. Lapis Pendant and Clear Sight Amulet, you know, prevents blindness and everything like that. Hone Spear for buffed and cavalry. It does, you know, a really good attack here. This is a column of enemies, so buffed and cavalry. Probably could just go with just cavalry, you know, if you want to. Could try that out. Javelin for flying, obviously. Long thrust for a column. So if there were no flying, then we'd go for long thrust with a column attack and hit 2 things at the same time. Although with endgame, as you can see, the flyers are going around protecting somebody else. So Javelin actually kind of is a must in a sense. We've got First Aid. You know, typically go with First Aid for her almost all the time. Blind Cure. Active Gift. Gives an ally an AP point, you know, as we can see. So that's pretty nice for her, for Chol, as a sergeant. And now Rosalinde as an Elven Augur seems like it's a pretty good match because it's like a sort of pseudo soft heal that you can do with her, and kind of a sort of soft heal with the First Aid skill with her too. And these two always, you know, the frontliner Berserkers always buffing themselves, or Werelion, or whichever one you want to run with. They get some hit points back, but they also might get hurt a bit more. So it's like a little bit of extra tinkering to get some extra hit points back, just in case that extra buff doesn't really work that well. So here we have the Sacral Spear. heal 10% when using active skill, which is nice because then she can heal herself up a little bit. Doesn't have to worry about healing anything else. Lapis Pendant for extra PP points, Sorcerer's Medallion, Magic Attack, and other things too. Carnelian Pendant, obviously base PP. So Elemental Roar is really, really powerful, as you could see. It might not kill everything if they do like a buff on themselves or something like that, but then you have some other things here too. As far as this is concerned, you know, if you're going up against other elves, I would consider putting on another condition, maybe, because if there's a magic barrier, maybe put on a condition to not necessarily, I don't know if you want to do that, but everything else here is pretty good. You got Curing Heal, you know, Primus Edge. Primus Edge really works really, really well. So if you just want to run Primus Edge, that'll work fantastically well without Elemental Roar. She can do that all day, and you're totally fine in that perspective. Now, we got two of the big guys here. They're a little bit different, but they're kind of the same. I got this extra item here, Glowing Light, you know, so if there's an angel in there, you know, you can do Glowing Light blindness immunity because some of those angels will do this blindness attack on you. So I'm just doing that. You probably don't necessarily need to, or well, you might need to do this, but you might want to fix this up with another condition if you just want to just run this just for blind. That's just another option there. King's Guard or King's Axe, Draken Ash. It's a pretty good. It's a really good axe. +5 to all stats, really nice. Lionheart, physical attack, gold bangle, keep the guy pretty strong. Without that, basically the next attack up, without Glowing Light, if you don't want to do that, is mounting charge. So restore 30% HP. It's if your HP is down below 75. That's kind of how I have it set. There is Grand Smash, which is another skill that you get at level 30. And it's pretty powerful. Ground-based range, just, you know, go in there and smash the whole ground. You pretty much kill everything. Without Rosalinde, the Elven Augur in the back, without that elemental attack, you're going to be doing a couple ground smashes. So, just saying. You can change this around, you know, do what you want with that. But this is pretty powerful. Then there's Wide Smash 2. I know I only have the 2, you know, red PP here, but Berserk, essentially, if you end up doing Berserk without healing up your HP, you're going to get another AP point because of Berserk, which will allow you to do Ground Smash. Okay? Now, if you get to go and you do this, and you've got pretty good initiative and activates before being attacked, so if you're attacked first, you do Berserk, you get the extra AP point, you can put Ground Smash at the start, which would be really good. But then again, you know, this one's basically attacked by Angel. This one's HP is low, so that's why I have this one a little bit back in the roster list. But you can get these skills to go, and you can do really well that way. Now, the other thing I have here is for Walther here is Berserker. I've got this really good axe. It actually gives you an extra AP point, which is really nice. There is the Armored Gauntlets, physical attack +3, and next user attack will inflict Guard Seal. Which is really good if you want to do the Guard Seal every single time. That's pretty nice. This is another item that I found, which is a little bit rare. You could probably go with something else if you want, I don't know, maybe evasion. Maybe I'd go for an evasion thing. Although evasion's not that high. I mean, your chances of evading are not that great. Anyway, maybe more guard. Maybe more guard rate or something like that. Or hit points. You know, if you got another item for hit points, maybe do that. Gold bangle for defense, mounting charge, 30% HP, grants extra physical attack, Wide Smash, and then Ground Smash. So Wide Smash, so if hit points are at 100%, then, you know, that's pretty good. We can get a few attacks to go like that. Attacks a row of enemies. It's really nice. And then there's Ground Smash, which is, I have to say maybe Ground Smash is a little better, but it does consume everything to do. And it's up to you if you want to do Wide Smash or Ground Smash. I want to see, you know, Wide Smash sometimes, so I kind of put it there. You got Bulk Up, recover 40% HP if you're down below 50. Binding Guard, this is for Armored. That's why I have this set for Armored, so that they'll actually, but I think the game already sets it for Armored, but I forgot. I do customized and I change things around sometimes. So anyways, this is good for armored because they won't guard. Berserk is here as well, you know, to give yourself the extra AP points. You can be up to 4 AP, so you can do a whole lot more in case the battle keeps going on and on. And then there is wide counter, and I put that on the bottom. So that's what I have for my heavies here. Virginia here as a Valkyrie. Try to get her a good sword. There are a lot of good swords. I did give a lot of good swords to some other characters here. And so, you know, she's got a pretty decent sword. I mean, there are some better swords you can take. This one I found late game. Hastened cover. Cover an ally with medium guard. Grants the ally max initiative for the next action. So that depends on who you're going to cover. If you're going to cover one of the big guys, which she does sometimes, then it's just going to give them max initiative to go right away, which is really cool. Plus, the guard rate's 30, and physical defense is 8. It's just amazing. Plus initiative 10%, or 10 too. Then the blue rose shield, basically I think this is the shield she comes with. Base PP +1, and guard efficiency 25%. So guard rate 75. It's really, really awesome. Now, Holy Brooch, so she heals up when she's using an active skill, so you can lower down the ability you need to heal everybody. So these two guys heal themselves. These two girls will heal somebody, and she'll heal herself through action attacks, which is kind of nice. Brandish is awesome because if they don't guard it, you get an extra PP point. She's already at 3. Vertical edge here. Attack archers, which is, you know, pretty nice if you can get to them, which probably for this I should put this in front here. Iron Crusher, you know, attacking the armored units is pretty nice too. But Brandish is really nice because you get the PP point, and if you're burning up the 2 reds to get 1 blue PP point, then I'd rather go Brandish over Iron Crusher because, yeah, you know, you're ignoring 50% of the armored core defense, but we already have one person in the backline that can hit, magically speaking, and can do very, very well hitting the armored units, as you saw. So it's I'd say it's a bit of horse apiece, but I'd have to say Brandish might be a little better. You got Royal Guard here, block an enemy attack with medium guard, recover 25% when you do it. Pretty cool. Iron Veil, Undying Will, Maiden's Hammer, Hasten. I mean, this team is really good. I have a lot of fun with this team, and there's so many times I've changed a few things around, and I've still loved using this particular team. If I had another sergeant without an Elven Augur, I'd probably go with 2 sergeants in the back row, you know, a Werelion Berserker in the front row. And I think Virginia actually does come to a pretty decent round out point because, yes, these 2 guys are very bulky and they're very good, but there are chances and there are times that they do die due to either big magical attacks or, you know, certain kinds of attacks, and they do bulk themselves up. So they're basically like hit point tanks, but they can die. And if they do die, then we got Virginia here, which she survives a lot of stuff, and she'll protect the back line pretty good. So that's my team here for my heavy set team, you know, my physical heavy set team. So I hope you liked it. I hope you enjoyed it. If you did, definitely subscribe. And let me know what you think about this team in particular. Do you take somebody else besides Virginia, or do you run with an archer? I don't know. I think maybe an archer would be a good, solid combo here. But then again, I'm not sure. I know a lot of people basically say they want to put the Berserkers in. Well, I've seen some people showcase the Berserkers in the back, but I feel like with all the hit points that they have and the ability to survive things, it's like, yeah, I kind of want to put them in the front. So, I don't know. I feel like it's a pretty solid team. Solid defensive, physical, heavy team that actually does some good damage. Now, if you don't do the Elemental Roar, you can just go Primus Edge. She'll have enough red dots to do Primus Edge and knock out the tanks. And that sort of thing. Plus Ground Smash, if you get that to go, is very, very powerful. So, try this in your gladiatorial fight too. Let me know how this goes for you. Okay, that's all I have for today for my Unicorn Overlord build. And yeah, it's a fun team. I use this a lot. This is one of my basic go-to teams at the very start of the game. Well, at the very start of the game was Gladiator and then Chol in the back because I thought, well, wide smash and in column row, I can kind of like cover 2 sections at the same time, I'll probably kill something, you know, because I'm, you know, this way. And for the longest time, it worked out pretty well. And then once I got the Elven Augur on the team, I'm like, oh yeah, this is working really, really well. So it was Bruno initially and this other character, Walther, that I added later on. But then when I got the Were-Lion, I'm like, you know what? I kind of want a lion on my team. Just because. And it's working out pretty perfectly. So, all right. That's all I got to say. Hopefully you enjoyed. I'll see you in the next episode. And stay triggered, my friends.